Hey, come let me ask you a question. Are you struggling to level up? Whether it's in business, fitness, or in life in general. Chances are your environment is either holding you back or pushing you forward. And the crazy thing is, a lot of us don't even realize it. Welcome back to another amazing episode of the I'm Not Lucky, I'm Blessed podcast, a platform where we help small businesses learn, grow, and thrive. And as always, I'm your host, Lucky. And today I am here to talk business. On today's episode, we're breaking it all down. We're going to start with the story of Mr. Beast, how he went from a broke YouTuber to $1 million YouTuber just by changing his environment, and how your physical, social, and mental environment is shaping your results without you knowing, and a simple challenge to help you audit your environment and make real changes today. By the end of this episode, you know what exactly is helping you and what's hurting you. And more importantly, how to fix it. So if you're ready, let's dive in. When I say environment dictates performance, I mean this. Your surroundings, the people you hang out with, the information you consume, all of it is either working for you or against you. We behave according to the environment we show up in. If you're in an environment where nobody's doing business, it's going to feel impossible and difficult. But if you are in an environment where everyone is either doing business or starting a business, doing the business is going to feel effortless for you. Have you ever asked yourself, why do the best athletes train in the best facilities? Or why do entrepreneurs always move to places like New York, LA, or the Silicon Valley? The truth is, they know that being in the right environment puts them in a position to win. And to really drive home this concept, let me tell you about someone who changed his entire future just by changing his environment. You see, a lot of people see Mr. Beast now with millions of subscribers, insane giveaways, a fast food chain, even his own chocolate brand, but they don't realize how he got there. So let's rewind and see how he got there. Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast, grew up in a small town in North Carolina. And for years, he was just another kid making YouTube videos, getting a few views here and there. But here's the difference. He was obsessed with it. He was obsessed with figuring out how YouTube worked. At age 11, he started making YouTube videos. His friends and classmates thought he was a freak and a mute. Because of the life he chose, he was tirelessly made fun of. He even tried to fit in by being like everyone else, but it didn't work for him. So he became mute because he couldn't say things that he wanted to say, and he just never fit in because no one understood him or could relate with his entrepreneurial spirit. Now, most people will give up or just keep grinding alone, making random content and hoping for the best. But Mr. Beast realized something powerful. If he wanted to be great, he had to surround himself with greatness. So he found a group of like-minded YouTubers, and instead of competing with themselves, analyzing thumbnails, breaking down what made each and every content blow up, that group became his new environment. Instead of being around people who didn't understand YouTube, he surrounded himself with people who were just as obsessed as he was. And that's when everything changed for him. Within a few years, he went from making $1 a day on YouTube to becoming one of the greatest creators of the planet. Why? because he put himself in an environment that made success inevitable. And that is the goal of this podcast. How can we put ourselves in an environment where success just comes natural to us? You see, the lessons from this story is simple. Your environment is shaping your results, whether you like it or not. So let's break this down into something practical. I believe there are 3 areas you need to check in your life right now if you want your story to be that of Mr. Beast or even better. Area number 1, your physical environment. Does your space set you up to win or to lose? Something that I love saying is this: if I'm growing there, I am going there. If you surround yourself with people that don't believe in entrepreneurship, how do you expect to become one? If you're trying to lose weight, but your fridge is full with junk food, how do you expect to lose weight? If you're working out at a gym where no one is pushing themselves, how would you ever level up? If you're hanging out with friends that whenever you talk about growth, business, and all that, it pisses them off, how would you grow? For Mr. Beast, staying in a small town routine wasn't going to help him grow. He needed to create a focused, high energy workspace, and that is exactly what he did. Let me tell you how crazy he was. He said he spent 18 hours, some days on Zoom call, just talking to his friends about making YouTube videos. What's your excuse? In fact, my question for you is, what about you? What in your physical space is helping you grow? The second area is your social environment. Who are you surrounding yourself with? This one right here is huge. You probably heard the quote, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most of your time with. It's true. If you're around people who are naturally lazy, complaining all the time, and making excuses, guess what? You start doing the same thing without knowing. But if you surround yourself with people who are disciplined, hungry, and pushing themselves, you naturally level up. I had to learn this myself. When I started surrounding myself with people who were about growth, my entire mindset changed. I stopped making excuses and started finding solutions. Our friend, Mr. Beast, went from being a solo YouTuber to surrounding himself with people who made him better. He didn't try to do it on his own. No. He found a group that was just as hungry as he was. Now, my question for you is this. Ask yourself, who's in your circle? Are they pushing you forward or holding you back? Area number 3, your mental environment. What are you feeding your mind? My people, what are you feeding your mind? The things you consume daily, like podcasts, social media, books, conversations, are either shaping your mindset or they are breaking your mindset. If you're constantly watching negativity on social media, it's messing with your energy. If you're reading books, listening to podcasts, and learning from successful people, your mind is slowly getting stronger and better without you even knowing. I am a result of that. You need to protect your mental environment like your life depends on it. Because honestly, it does. Mr. Beast spent years studying YouTube, watching every viral video, testing different ideas, and learning non-stop. He created for himself a mental environment where success was the only option without even knowing. The question is, what about you? What's going on in your mind daily? What are you listening to? What are you watching? All right, before I start to sound like an African mom scolding you, we've talked a lot about how the environment shapes your performance. Now let's talk solution. I don't want to be the negative voice in the room that just talks about problem and not think about solution. So if you're asking yourself, okay, what do I do? Don't worry, I got you. I have a solution for you. How do you actually fix this? I'm going to share with you 3 steps that you can take to upgrade your environment starting today. Step number 1, audit your environment. Take 5 minutes right now and write down 2 lists. List number 1 is what's helping you. And in that list, I want you to write the people that are supporting your goals, the good habits you have, and the productive space. Then the second list is I want you to write what's hurting you. In this list, you want to write things that are distracting you, negative people in your life, and the bad habits that you are doing. Be honest with yourself. If something is slowing you down, I want you to put it on this hurting you list. Step number 2, make the change today. Pick one thing from the hurting you list and change it immediately. So for example, if your workspace is messy, clean it up. If your phone is the biggest distraction, put it away in another room while you're working. If your circle is full of unmotivating people, spend more time listening to podcasts, audiobooks, or mentors who inspire you. Start small, but take action every single day. Step number 3, I want you to commit to this for 7 days. So focus on building an environment that supports your success. Surround yourself with people who challenge you. For example, join groups based on an issue that you're having. Or if there are no groups like that, create the group and let others join you. Set up a dedicated workspace where you can focus. Be intentional about what you consume. Choose learning over mindless scrolling on Instagram. The goal is to create an environment where success becomes the natural outcome of your life. If you apply this, you see a difference fast. And if you do this consistently, it will change your life. Success isn't just about working harder. It's about putting yourself in the right place so that success happens naturally. So here's my challenge for you this week. I want you to either do 2 things. Number 1, take yourself to an expensive environment. Yes. When I say expensive, I really mean an expensive environment. It could be an expensive hotel, an expensive restaurant, or an expensive cafe. And then in there, I want you to brainstorm about your business. Look at the environment and let the environment influence you to think outside the box. Talk about price, talk about your business, write about your business, the service you want to offer based on that environment you are in. You'll be shocked by the results you will produce. If that's not possible, the second one I want you to do is sign up for an online course where everyone is better than you and learn from them. Because here's the truth. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to the level of your environment. And after you've done this, I would like for you to come back and share with us what you learned or how it felt in a comment so we can learn from you. If possible, share with us and let us also be part of your group. If you create a group, share with us and let us also be part of your group. Because at the end of the day is that I believe we're all here to learn. No one is better than the other. We're all trying to figure this shit out. We're all in the gutter, but some of us can see the stars. So if you've seen it, please share it with us. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to today's episode. I hope that you have seen the important role our environment plays in our life, and also the meaning behind the saying that environment dictates our performance. If you have, I would love for you to subscribe to this channel and be part of our community. This could be your first environment that you surround yourself with, because in this environment, we're positive, we're hungry, and we're trying to grow. And also, if you know someone else that needs to hear this, share it with them and build your own environment. Don't just listen to this episode. I hope it impacts your life this week. So with that said, thank you. And always remember, you are not lucky, you're blessed. Peace.